Who is it?
All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. I am streaming over on my YouTube as well as Down for the Counts YouTube. I wanted to make sure I got everything done at one time today. We're going to be doing our podcast. So if you're here from my YouTube channel, this is the Down for the Count podcast. Okay. And this is where we talk about wrestling. And sometimes we segue into other things, but that's what Down for the Count is for. We have our OGs, our originals. We have Nicole and Alexis. Say hi.
Hi.
What up?
So we got a lot to cover today. We're gonna try to get everything done and go over Elimination Chamber. Now, usually on my channel, we usually go over NXT, and because some pretty cool things happen for NXT with the titles, let's start there.
NXT was wildin'. Shawn
It was
was
good.
wildin'.
It was trauma-inducing, honestly.
Shawn was
It was
wildin'.
trauma-inducing.
What was?
I've
Oh,
never
are you talking
seen so
about
much
Zaruka?
shit.
Yeah,
No,
my
that I
lesbians.
expected. And that I expected. I did not want Vanity Project to be champions. I'm very pissed off about that. I hate it.
Yeah, but they got the titles off of fucking Team Shield, so
I don't care. I don't care.
The reason I wanted them off, really also wanted them off of Dark State, because I kept forgetting about the men having tag titles because of it.
Oop.
Well, I mean, she's not lying.
Like, I consistently kept forgetting there was a men's tag team belt, and I have never felt like that about NXT.
No, you always knew who the champions were. Even when Gallus had the titles, you knew.
Literally, because they took that shit seriously. I said, what are y'all niggas doing?
Yeah.
Like, they're just hooting and hollering. I was like, you got tagged, like, be a damn champion. They're too busy trying to be little rugrats and not defending the title. So it should have low-key, if they were going to give it to anybody, they should have low-key let OTM pin them. But also at the same time, I do not think Vanity Project is going to hold them belts for very long. I think they're going to be a very, very transitional champion, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
they're not holding. If they hold them to Mania, I'll be shocked, or Stand and Deliver rather, or they're going to drop them at Stand and Deliver. They're not going to have them for very long.
And just to put this in perspective for people who may not be like, oh, you guys are just blah 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 blah. I don't have cable, so I don't have NXT like in the place that I kind of pirated from went under. But I watch the clips that people post online. I never saw anybody talking about whatever their Dark Side. That's fucking stupid.
Dark State.
Dark State, Dark Side, Dark something. But I never saw anybody talking about them. Like, I had to go back and look on NXT today because I was bored at work, and I didn't see any recent clips of them doing anything with them tag titles besides them jumping people, and that was it.
Because they haven't done anything with the titles. They just started.
They do nothing but go, like I said, hoot and holler.
No, yeah, but they just started. Like, it was a stop and start. So they had OTM going after the titles, and then they had Vanity Project cost them the titles. Okay. Then you have Hank and Tank going back after the titles. OTM, the Culling wanted the championships, which in all honesty, I would not have been mad if the Culling took the titles off of Dark State. And I can't stand Shawn Spears. So if it was something,
I was right there with you.
I wouldn't have had a problem with any of them taking them, except for Hank and Tank. I didn't feel like they needed them, leave them out of it. But I would have been fine with OTM because I felt like they deserved it the most. And I really wouldn't have been mad if Cullen got it, because you would have got a good program with whoever went up against them to take it off of them. I just felt like Vanity Project hasn't been there long enough to get the titles. Now, don't get me wrong, they're not bad wrestlers. I'm just not a fan of them in that regard. But they to me, it just was an upset that I don't feel like it had to happen, but it is what it is. So you can't really harp on it too much. There was another title that changed hands in NXT, the WWE Men's Speed Championship.
No, it's 3 of them.
And yeah,
Yeah.
titles. But we're gonna talk about the Speed title. Elio LaFleur is your new WWE Speed Champion. Now this is a little controversial how he did it, but it is within the confines of the match. Eli Knight just had to be a little bit more savvy about how he finishes his matches, especially when it comes to a triple threat. I didn't like Jasper having the speed championship. I don't like Jasper at all. And I'm usually a big man guy when it comes to the wrestlers and the style of wrestler that I like. Jasper does not appeal to me. I don't know what it is, but to me, I find him to be very boring and he doesn't really have anything going on. And I'm not into what he's putting down.
Is that the guy that you don't like because he's just loud and he yells? Is that the guy?
No, Jasper's quiet. Jasper,
Oh.
you wouldn't even know he's in the room until he starts messing with people. To be fair, if I had to pick between Keanu Carter and Jasper, I'm gonna pick Keanu because at least with Keanu, you have character. There's something there with him. Jasper doesn't give you anything but WWE 2K created call character, something that is made by somebody else, but it's very generic, very basic, and it's just not. It doesn't do anything. And
I also, sorry to interrupt you, Tiff, but I just didn't want to lose train of this sentence. I think we eventually need to have a conversation about these LFG people.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
I think they should go through Evolve first before they come to NXT.
I think most of them suck.
I
if
agree.
I'm being completely honest, they
Yeah.
suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I don't like it.
Look at the one guy that they made like the villain of the fucking and that, not to get distracted from NXT, but that guy from LFG where they were like making him the villain and then like he won and everyone was like, "Oh, we can't believe he won." And we're like, "This is so fucking scripted." He didn't even fucking make it to make a debut and he was let go.
I knew LFG was full of shit when they had what's his name that was on there, that douchebag that finally got released.
Oh yeah, yeah, the backwards
And
hat
he's
frat boy.
literally, and that was
Yeah.
like at that time, like the third development type show he was on, and that's
Yeah.
how I knew that program was full of shit. And
What's
I
his
was
name?
like,
BJ or some shit?
Yeah, that was the same guy I was just
BJ
talking
something.
about.
He's yeah. That was his third because
Damn.
he was on something else. He did like some type of like real quick web show. He was
Yeah.
on the Roku show.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was on this, and I was like, "What the?" I said, "LFG is full of shit." I said, "What is this?"
I was glad he didn't make it because I would have been pissed if he was on my TV. I'm dead ass.
And then he would say some real weird shit about Liv
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that I did not like. That I felt like somebody should have been checking him for.
Word on the street is that the reason he got fired is because they heard him saying some worse stuff than he was already saying, and they were like, no, you need to go." Like,
Yeah,
He
because
should have been fired.
he thinks he's paying. He thinks he's like it's like a game.
and it's not.
No, I think he just thinks like everything is a fucking game, and
Everything's a
it's
promo.
yeah, like
Everything is
everything's a promo. Like
yeah.
he's just getting himself over, and
Yeah,
it's like,
no.
and I think he just thinks like he's just being like, "Ooh, I'm being like fucking edgy," like.
No,
Yeah.
you know what he was. You know
Like
what he
that's
was trying to
literally
be.
I'm dead ass. You know who he reminds me of? Who was his name? Who used to do that? Freaking TJ.
Oh
Perkins?
yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah, you're right.
Only reason I thought of him because I randomly saw a clip of him wrestling in like triple A like very recently. I was like, I forgot he existed.
Yeah, he's
Not
wrestling
for
there.
real.
And
I
I
saw
got
the same
upset that
clip.
I got reminded he existed.
Yep. They
That
said
I
he
made
was
saw
me
the
at the
say
same
that.
clip.
performance center. They said he was
They
at the
better not.
performance center.
They better
They,
fucking, I swear to God.
well,
Hey,
the
he was
thing
there
is,
before. It wasn't
The
like he
worst
wasn't.
thing about TJ Perkins is that he's not like he was even like a creep. He is just an asshole.
Yes, he's an
for
asshole.
real.
And that's the worst part. I would feel so much better if he was a creep.
No, I
Because
like
it'd
the fact
I
be
that he's
would,
an
no, I mean,
asshole.
like, I would feel better about me hating him as much as I do.
I
Like,
don't
to
think we
like
should.
it makes more sense to me. Like, okay, you have a valid reason to actively hate this person,
He's an
but
yeah.
asshole. It's okay.
he's
That's
just
a
a
valid
terrible
reason.
person, and that's bad. I'm
That's a valid
sorry. I
reason,
feel like
though.
that's worse.
There's
It's a
there's a diff.
reason.
If he
It's
was just like, if
valid.
he was just a creep, then I would never have to like hear from him again because the right spaces in wrestling will just kind of shove him to the side and he would just be the only thing I remember from TJ Perkins' little WWE run is that motherfucker dabbed into a great Muda hold. That's the only thing I remember of him being there, and that's it. And it's like if he was at least a creep, he would be like where Joe, not Joey Janela. I'm so sorry, Joey, but like all the other weirdos have we've put them off too. But it's like I was the same way. I saw him. I go, this motherfucker's still alive.
Hey,
Like I
just
didn't
because
even
they
think.
don't
Like I
wrestle
wasn't.
on TV doesn't mean they don't
Well,
exist.
you know what I mean. I didn't think he was
I know,
actually
but
dead,
they're
dead. But he
not
was
in
dead to
my.
me.
I
That
don't
makes sense.
actively see them. Like, I'm not gonna probably actively see him. I'm gonna actively see him now.
Like I don't go searching for him. But like the thing with this guy, this BJ guy, is was watching the clips of LFG and like I was looking at him and I know what he was trying to be. He was trying to be like MJF, but because MJF doesn't break character. When he's in that role, he's in that role, right? Problem is, Max,
He low key broke character twice recently.
right? But
Once was obviously like showing support, not support for Ice, but support for F Ice. And like he said
mhm.
like a lot of like and stuff, which some people are like, oh, I'm shocked. I'm like, well, no, not really. I said just because he's Jewish doesn't make him crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And also his wife is part Palestinian, so no, I was not one bit fucking surprised by that.
Not, and
Um
a lot
and
of
then the
people have
one
said, oh,
was
sorry.
that who's that mogging dude? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? The guy who like breaks his face to like make it look better.
Handsome Squidward.
Like it's like clavicle something. Someone
Oh, is that that
literally
weirdo that showed up on my social media this weekend? Because I have no fucking
maybe
idea who
it's
the
like the
hell he is.
clavicle, the clavicle, but this man kid super mentally ill, but he's like typical like you know that rhetoric, and it's
Yeah.
like and it's very like self-absorbed and like is like obsessed with how he looks and like how he presents and his like body and all this, and he literally like takes a hand, he like, and they show it like him like breaking bones in his like face so it can heal back better so his jawline is sharper, like
What?
doing like all these like crazy things. Literally was saying how he still does takes a meth to curb his appetite. So all he does is just work out all day, work out and like drink water all day, like shit. Like it's just the most insane things.
What the fuck
Hmm.
is wrong with men?
And then he was talking about something. Oh, and then somebody was interviewing MJF, and they were saying like, oh, would he have a match with him? He was like, I literally would not have a match with him. He was like, I would literally beat his ass. I was like, he's like, what a he's like, what a disgusting person, like a
Mhm.
disgusting human being, like literally ripping him a new one. And he was like, oh yeah, he was like, oh, that'd be a good match. And he was like, no, I'm being serious.
No.
He was like,
That
I'm very serious. And I
I
was like,
I
oh.
did see a video of that dude, and apparently someone, I don't, everyone's like it's AI. I don't know, man, because it looked too clean to be AI. Somebody ran up because he was wearing like a baseball hat or something. Someone ran up and went to grab the hat, and when they yanked it off, they pulled off the hat, but it also had a hairpiece attached to it. So they yanked it off, and it's just his weirdly shaped, buzzed, bald head.
Not a wig cap.
It's a wig cap. He was Guy Fieri in that shit. I just saw this dude like show up on my social media this week, and I'm like, who? I know I'm not that old, but who the fuck is this guy? I will give Max this. Max knows when to stay in character and when to break out of character because people who have worked with him, like on movies or like stuff where he's gone and he's not playing Maxwell, he's just Max playing a part. They said that when he gets in the character, it's like a method actor. He refuses to come out of it until everything's done. But then, like when he is out of it, he's like one of the most chillest, like down to earth guys you've ever imagined.
Most
And
heroes
I'm like,
are.
and that's the thing. It's like that was what this guy was trying to do. He was trying to be like that, but at the end of the day, like you gotta know when to break character. But he is just an asshole, and I haven't seen anybody talk about him since he got fired. And the last time I heard anything
He'll
about him,
pop
he was
up.
bitching
Somebody
about it.
will, and it's because he's like doing some. He like posted some weird picture. Like I think I seen like a someone like repost or something, or like basically made a tweet with that picture and it like make fun of him. It was like him. I think it was outside of like an Impact show, and like these like three, like him making out with like three different girls. I was just like, ew. I was like, what
Girls
are we doing?
have
Yeah,
better, have better.
we're gonna finish out NXT.
Sorry, didn't go on a side note there.
No, it's fine. So Eliola Fleur is your new WWE Speed champion. Um, Eli was hitting his moonsault. He hit it really well on Jasper. But Elio came in and stole him and got the belt. And it's a little shady, but unfortunately in triple threat, like there's really nothing you can do about it. It is what it is. You got to keep
And
your
with the
head up.
speed.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so
And it's timed.
unfortunately for Eli Knight, he had to watch somebody else steal his win, but hopefully they'll have their time where they'll fight each other again, which I think that they will, and maybe he'll be able to best him that time. But for now, Elio LaFleur is your WWE Speed Champion. Now, Keanu Carver had a match with Sean Legacy. Sean Legacy challenged him last week after Keanu went on a rampage in the back, destroying everybody and everything. He finally had his debut match here in NXT. And for the most part, Legacy was holding up in the match, but a big pounce and a huge suplex was all that Keanu Carver had to do. Legacy was out. Carver got the victory. So they're giving him the Brock Lesnar treatment, it seems.
Great.
Moving on.
I forgot he turned heel last week.
Mm-hmm. NXT Women's Champion Jacy Jayne retained her championship against Sol Ruka, but she had help, which she always does, from Zarya. Now, all of us knew that at some point Zarya was going to turn on Sol Ruka, and we kind of figured it was going to happen next week because she out of nowhere befriended her again to give her some safety and security, and then she attacks her before the match with Jacy Jayne even starts. It was a brutal attack. She told the referee she was good to go. The ref rang the bell. Jacy Jayne hit her signature and the match was over. And then Zarya continued her assault on Sol Ruka, and it was a brutal assault. And she basically told her, fuck you and we're friends. And she called her a bitch pretty loud and left her there hanging off of the announcer's table after she beat the hell out of her. Was I surprised? No, because you kind of saw it coming. I low key wish they would have left them fractured rather than to have them come back together only for them to break up. I wish Zarya would have came out there before the match, beat her up and all that other kind of shit, and then did that. That way, to me, it would have been more cohesive. It's not a shock that Zarya did this because it's been a long time coming. So it is what it is. I don't know. Obviously, it's going to lead to some type of fight between the two of them, probably similar to what happened between Ricky and Javon. Soul will probably lose. Zarya will get put over, and Soul's going to be pulled up to the main roster, which is fine because they were never going to give that girl that championship anyway. And Jacy Jayne hadn't defended her championship, and she has become quite irrelevant as a champion as well. So
that's not good to be an irrelevant champion on your second title run.
She's the one. I mean, and it's not. I don't blame Jacy Jayne, but if I'm being honest, her first title run was fine. It was a solid title run, even for a villain. But if I'm being fair, her predecessor in Mandy Rose did defend her championship clean. Sometimes there was at least one or two title defenses within the other title defenses. Like they would give her a few and then she would do some that were clean, or like one or two that was clean. I think I can count on my hands how many times Jacy Jayne has had a clean title defense with no interference. I don't even think I can remember one. And I stand by what I've been saying about her for a while. I don't doubt that she's good, and I don't doubt that she's a good villain and a good character. What I doubt is that she has the ability to carry something without having people flanking her and being on her side. I need to see that. And I understand that some people are like, that's not fair. But if you look at the other people that have been brought up that were champions and that weren't champions, like if you notice, a lot of people had to go through a lot more rigmarole. Lash Legend being one of them. Lash had to be a heel first, didn't really get the chance to be a face ever. It was a slow face turn, maybe anti-hero towards the end of her NXT stint. Then she gets up to the main roster, put back in that heel position. It works for her though. Okay. Then you have the other girls like Julia. You've got Stephanie. You have Roxanne. Roxanne had to turn and become a full whole villain before she was trusted. Like Jacy Jayne's great. I have no issues with her. But I want to see what she's going to do when she doesn't have Fatal Influence or Toxic Attraction or Chase You. You ain't got nobody. All you got is you. So what are you going to do? I want to see how much you flourish then.
I'll take, sorry to put in, but I'll add to that example, Cora Jade literally had her turn her heel. That bitch been a heel ever since.
Yeah.
She in a different company and still a damn heel.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just want to see something else from her. What else can she offer? Because I don't mind her being a villain. I'm fine with that. But spread your wings a little bit, sis. If you're going to be a villain, then please, please, please give us some villainy that's different from you being the sexy rock star, shaking nothing but rickety bones. Please. Ooh. I just need to see something else from you. That's all. But she retained. She's still champion. I don't know what demonic entity she got on her side, but she keeps it because it keeps working in her favor.
At this point, I'm like, I don't even know who's going to take it off of her.
Do you care though?
I do, because I'm excited for that person.
For the person taking it. Fair enough. Yes. I understand that.
I don't want it to be Kendall Gray though.
I feel like it will be.
And I will not like that because I feel like it's too much. Like, I think she's good, but I think we need to slow our rolls with her.
I also don't like the fact that you got both Evolve champions in NXT.
Yes.
And then neither one of them have dropped their fucking titles.
And you got the GM is and the GM got pulled and he was a commentator on Evolve. So y'all really just stealing from them.
I stand by what I said before. I still think Johnny Gargano is going to go down there and be general manager.
I mean, it's something for him to do.
Facts.
Yeah.
I still think that that's going to happen. Hello, Don. How are you? Thea Hale beat Blake Monroe for her speed tournament. Blake Monroe is still attempting to recover. Jada Parker arrived and basically hit her with the drive-by and cost her her match. So it doesn't look like Jada Parker was that injured. It looks like the injury was a ploy and they have spread that out and she actually is okay. So they say they got two stories out there. One of them was that she was injured. The other one was that she was actually suspended for low blowing the security guard and taking out the other security guards to go after Blake Lively. That's the story that it seems NXT is running with, which is why Jada Parker was able to cost her her match for the WWE Speed Championship. So it looks like that fight between them isn't going to be over anytime soon, which I like them. They fight each other like they really fighting. So I can appreciate a good rivalry when it's worthwhile. And it definitely is. Moving on. Uriah Connors beat Kale Dixon. I mean,
Yay. The crickets. The crickets.
I don't understand the idea of the fourth generation superstars, the generation superstars joining up with each other. I get the idea of it, but the way they got it set up is like all the Mr. Irrelevance are all in one faction together. I don't know how that's going to work out in your favor, but good luck with all of that.
Maybe that's the gimmick.
It is,
like,
and it's not a good
no,
one.
like but that's the thing. Like it's or what, second, third generations, whatever. But like I don't know. Maybe it's just like something I'm looking at, but I'm like maybe they're doing this on purpose because none of them are good on their own. Like Lexus
They
King
don't
kept
look good
stealing.
together either.
Lexus King kept stealing my damn eyeliner pencil because every time he came out, my brown one went missing for like 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
That motherfucker broke in here and took my shit. But I don't
The
know.
best
Maybe
thing
that's.
about
I
them
don't
is
know.
Ariana Grace. She is the best thing about their entire group. And that's not even me trying to be funny or disrespectful. I'm dead ass. When you look at the picture that they posted with all of them in there and she's out front.
It is so like I have never seen a more unseasoned group of Nepo babies in my entire life.
That's all I'm saying.
That is
But
real. And it's so funny because it's it's really funny because I feel like both of my special interests are so chock full of fucking nepo babies, but there's always like a group of the nepo babies who just suck.
Yeah.
And that's all of them, no offense, but that's
unfortunately
that's like they pray to God. David Finley goes there instead of AEW, but I think he might go to AEW in my opinion. But if he doesn't, I think only because he's been on there previously with like New Japan and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's but at the same time, I don't know, he could want to be with his family. So who knows? But if he goes, that's the only thing that's gonna save them.
No, dead ass.
That's they don't really literally the only thing. And then as soon as he gets there, everybody get in the fucking back. Everybody, you stand behind him. I don't want to see more than half of your face. Everybody got a 5-word limit, cap limit.
Right now, they just look like a rag'em tagg'em bag of idiots. Like I said, the best thing about them is Ariana Grace. She looks the best out of all of them. She's got the best personality. Wrestling wise, Ariana Grace is good. She still needs work, but she's good. But Uriah is still very young. And as far as I'm concerned, he also needs work character wise. Even now that he's a heel, it's very basic heel shit. There's nothing special about him. There's nothing to him that gives anything other than what I described when it comes to Jasper. It's very much created character energy. Same thing goes for Kale Dixon. No shade to him, but it's just you don't serve what you need to serve. The interesting aspect. You're not an Ethan Page, right? There's only one Ethan Page, and you're not anybody like a Trick Williams. You're not a Carmelo Hayes. These are once in a lifetime stars, and the problem here is that we're missing that. The women have plenty of them, but the men is few and far between.
The women are good right now. They're set, but
yeah. Speaking of the men, Miles Bourne defeated Ethan Page. He is your new NXT North American champion.
Woo!
I'm glad for Miles Bourne. He deserved it, and I hope he changed that belt back because I hate that red and white belt. I hate it. I hate it so much. Please go back to the brown strap. And I hated the North American Championship, but I would rather look at the OG belt than that monstrosity that Ethan Page was walking around with.
You didn't like the Canadian version of it?
No, it was god awful gaudy, and it's just not. If it was red, I wouldn't have an issue with it, but it's red and white, and I'm just like, why? Why did you do this? Why would you do this?
Well, the man wears pants that don't even cover his ankles. So, I mean, are we really asking if he has good taste or not?
Now, wait a minute. I give Ethan Page a lot of flack, but let me tell you something. That's a good looking man. He dresses very well. Most of those guys don't know how to dress at all. And Ethan Page does dress nicely, in my opinion. For his height, the style of it, he's got a bigger leg. So, of course, things are going to be tighter on him. But for the most part, he dresses really well. He keeps his skin tan. He looks nice, and he's very cute with his glasses. Oh my gosh. He's a very attractive man. It's just when he opens his mouth, just like, don't fucking talk. Don't talk. You're ruining the moment. Please. Please.
Jesus.
Don't talk. But I love him. I think he's a beauty. He is one of all of the heels that I despise. I love Ethan Page for the right reasons. Because he's an asshole, I love him for that. But he looks pretty while doing it. So I can mute the TV and be like, you're attractive and I like this. So that works for me.
You're an asshole, but you're pretty. I like you.
Yeah, it's like that works for me.
That explains Tama.
Oh, I love Tama Tonga. I don't care what anyone says. That man could destroy everybody in that locker room, and I'd be like, justifiable homicide. Don't worry about it. It is what it is.
Oh my god.
It is what it is. I love that. That man was back there speaking Japanese for like 3 weeks, and I was like, excuse me? Pardon me? There's another reason why I love you. Oh my god.
He's well cultured.
I love right?
Love that for him.
Right? So Bourne is champion and Ethan lost, but Miles Bourne, isn't he like the first deaf champion that WWE has had?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he's the first ever deaf wrestler they've ever had.
He is the first deaf wrestler they've had. I'm very happy for Ethan Bourne. I mean, for Miles Bourne, Ethan Bourne. For Miles Bourne, I like Miles Bourne's style. It does give early Randy Orton, but it's still Miles' style. He knows how to shape it so it fits to him. But I like it. I think he's great. I think he's gonna be great. I don't want him to be a pure babyface champion. I want him to keep that edge that he gained to face off against Ethan in the first place. I want him to keep that because he's gonna have some contenders. Sean Legacy is there. Keanu Carver is there. You got bum ass Jasper Troy. He's there. You got some people there that are gonna come after that championship, and I still want him to have his edge while that's happening. Plus, Tavion is still there, so you might have a little battle between him and Tavion. So I can't wait. I want to see how they're gonna book this. Let me see what the comments are saying.
Hopefully, right?
Yeah. Not you can see if his wife can fight. He is married, but I mean, I ain't trying to be nothing other than I admire from afar. That's it. I see a lot of his ankle. I should not be seeing his tibia this much. That's crazy. That is absolute nuts. He be looking real scrubbedly-umptious. That's crazy. Tip giving a heel their flowers. Someone check on her. Someone check on Hale and see if they can breathe. Listen.
See, I will say this about Tiff. She's a face girl through and through. But if a heel is doing what a heel is supposed to be doing, and they make her visibly sick and yell at the TV when they come out, they're doing their job, and she respects that. I've known this woman for that long, and I know that in her.
I give the heels their props when they do their jobs correctly. I did it for Nia, and I can't stand her.
She still got us blocked on Twitter.
I don't give a fuck.
She got you blocked still, I think, or I don't know.
Yeah, she blocked me on Instagram, petty bitch. I don't care. I wasn't on her page, no way. I didn't follow her, so it didn't matter to me. I was like, I can't see it because I've been blocked. So him and Drew for me. I like Drew, but Drew as a heel makes me want to throw up. If you are trying to figure out how to dry up somebody's coochie, Drew McIntyre is the blueprint of dry coochie.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, but he is. Like, I prefer my Scottish psychopath to not speak, and he speaks too much for me on Twitter, off Twitter.
You talk too much.
I'm tired, and it's not nothing profound, or it's not like how Randy used to say some. How like 09 Randy used to say some of the most disrespectful shit to people on camera, and you would just be like, people like, what the fuck?
People be clutching their pearls and shit when Randy was talking on TV.
For real. But no, Drew is like he's like one of those guys who never got coochie in his life, and he sits in his room and he pees in a Mountain Dew bottle because all he does is play fucking World of Warcraft all day, and he has pimples all over in his face, and he's an incel. He comes across like an incel to me, and that pisses me off because it shouldn't be like that.
I gotta go do my skincare. No, like Daryl was actually asking me about Drew, because me and him have been having like wrestling conversations about stuff, and I'm just telling him, majority of the stuff we're going to talk about Mania is like really what's affecting a lot of the fans. And I said the product's not good, and he's like, well, is Cody still champion? I said no, and he goes, well, who's champion? I said Drew. And that man, you guys to understand, my husband only watches wrestling when I watch wrestling. But the look on that man's face when I told him Drew McIntyre won that title, it was like someone punching him in the gut. He's like, Drew, really? I said, yeah. He's like, is he at least doing the crazy Scottish guy? I said, no. He goes, oh, that's disappointing. Yeah. This is my husband who doesn't watch wrestling. I'm like, I'm sorry, babe.
Yeah. Yeah, wrestling is at a place where the shift is not good, at least for WWE right now, and they got to have a come to Jesus moment, because if they don't, ticket sales ain't gonna be the only thing that they have to worry about. Okay.
Let's finish up NXT and then we can start talking about Mania because
That is
a lot.
NXT. That's it.
Okay, good segue. Good segue.
That's it. So WWE ticket sales are in the toilet and everybody's freaking out. Well, a lot of people tried to tell them that the fans were not going to respond in kind to them going back to Vegas in a back-to-back move. They tried to tell them that if they did not book this Mania to be undeniable, that they were not going to buy tickets. They were lazy in their booking, and so the fans responded by not spending their fucking money. Not only that, but TKO has decided that they're going to price everybody out of the show. And not only that, but cut off the other half of the revenue stream by blocking the watch parties that could happen within a few miles of the arena. So, ticket sales are in the toilet for Mania. TKO isn't happy. WWE isn't happy. So TKO and WWE decided to put the tickets on sale for 25% off. And that did not entice people to buy Mania tickets. People are still saying they're going to keep their asses at home. So now the situation is, how do we rectify this? How do we fix it? This Mania is a wash. I want you to understand that. This Mania is a wash. You're going to lose money on it. You're going to lose money on it. I want you need to make sure you focus on the fact that you're going to lose money on it, because that's happening. What I don't understand is the watch party blackout. Can somebody explain this to me? Because
so when
I not to cut you off, but I thought that most of the time when they have the watch parties, well, if you start, and then Nicole, you were there last year, so you let me know if what I'm saying has any validity or if it's different, right? So I thought that the restaurants and the places around the arena would use ESPN, the app, to pull up the watch party. I mean, to pull up the show, and they would have a viewing party there, and they could charge tickets for it or whatever. I'm confused as to how they're going to black out these companies from doing it. What are they telling them they can and can't do, or how are they going to block them from being able to have the watch parties?
I don't know how they would. I don't know how they would be able to do that. You would have to do some. You would have to do like some type of like signal jam or.
I know it. I know how it's done. I know this. I know this shit. I know this shit.
Oh, actually, I'll let you go. But also, most bars and restaurants have DirecTV. And they could literally just directly contact DirecTV, because anytime someone gets in an argument with somebody, they cut some shit off of DirecTV. So they are more than happy to do that.
Oh, that's not cool. That's fucked up.
Because you know how many times when I'd be at like my last job and we wouldn't be able to watch a certain game because it was on like Fox or NFL Network or something crazy, and there was like a contract dispute.
Yeah, that contract dispute shit where they block it out for like a whole month and you miss everything.
Kind of what they were doing with YouTube TV a couple of months ago.
Yeah, and that's what I was fucking paying for it for F1, and I had to go watch it on ESPN, and then that's when I found out I could just watch it on ESPN Plus live. And I was like, I could have been doing this the whole damn time. And I canceled that YouTube. That's what made me cancel YouTube TV.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, shit. I was like, I don't need this.
Fact.
So when I was younger and me and Daryl, we weren't dating. We were like, like we had just like met each other for the first time through our mutual friend. And we went to this place in Brandon called Barnacles, and it was a bar. And every time the WWE had a pay-per-view, they would buy the pay-per-view and they would show it at the bar. Like that would be like their thing. You come in, as long as you're ordering food, no one's caring what you're doing. Just order food, take care of your waitress, blah, 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 blah. So I met a girl, because when I went to college the first time, I met a girl who worked there. And she explained to me that I think this was before everyone switched to DirecTV. This was like 2003, 2004. So I'm really dating myself here. Back then, that's when you were only able to get PLEs or pay-per-views was buying it directly from pay-per-view. The way she explained it to me, let me see if I can remember this because this was almost like 20 something years ago. The way she explained it to me is that only certain places have permission from the WWE to show their shows. That's why when every year was for WrestleMania, you couldn't even bother going to that bar because people would be there from the time they opened at noon till the time WrestleMania ended till God knows when at that point in time.
So how did they stop you from viewing it? Because like you could just buy the goddamn pay-per-view. And
because when they go back and they used to look at the old pay-per-view buys, it would tell you who bought it. The names would show
when you
up.
Like use an individual account. Like
yeah. But that's the way how she explained it. Since time had changed. I don't understand the watch party thing. I might go off on a little bit of rant, so I apologize. I'm trying not to do that a whole lot this year. Last time I checked, nosebleed seats for WrestleMania for one night of WrestleMania is $325. Now, I already told Tiff and Nicole this, but I'm going to tell y'all who are listening to this. That is basically my grocery bill for a month between me, my husband, and my kid. So 3 people with everything going on, $325. That's my grocery bill. That's for one nosebleed seat for one night of WrestleMania. And the thing is also, people have to understand, when people are at Mania or they're watching WrestleMania, part of the reason why we're watching it is to see where they're going next year, because there are people there at that show that starts booking hotels the second that name flashes through. And they said they were supposed to go to New Orleans. I can guarantee you I got $100-something in my checking account right now because payday still ain't here yet. But I can guarantee you, okay, somebody was there already booking hotels for Louisiana for that point of WrestleMania. Then they turn around after they make the announcement that they're coming back to Vegas. That's already showing greediness right there. But you have the audacity to ask for $325 for a nosebleed seat. You gotta be fucking kidding me. The only time I would pay $325 for a WrestleMania ticket is like maybe not bottom row or the bottom because that's like a total house payment for me, but like somewhere in the middle. Like I don't mind sitting off to the side as long as I'm not getting barred by my views blocked or anything. But I will be damned if you expect people to pay a fucking grocery bill, a car note, insurance, mortgage, rent for one nosebleed seat. That is absolutely ridiculous. And then now they're taking out the watch parties because they think people won't go. But you gotta understand, we're from the generation of the black box. Okay, that shit used to hijack pay-per-view stuff. We'll find ways to watch it. Just because we don't go to a restaurant, we have the whole ass internet. You could probably go somewhere on your neighborhood and be like, hey, weird question. Does anyone watch wrestling and is anyone going to watch WrestleMania? Hey, yeah, come over, help me pay for it, bring some food. Okay, like we're going to go old school with this shit. Okay, because this is what we used to do back in the day. and the fact that they're probably going to ask you to buy WrestleMania twice, that's probably $50-$60 right there. The product hasn't been good. People aren't happy about it. I mean, there's a few saving graces, but you cannot build a 2-night event on just a few saving graces. And now they basically announced, well, Heyman said it in that clip, they're going to go to Saudi next year for Mania. So we're not even going to have a Mania stateside for a year.
Well, they told us they were going to Mania last year when they did that big ass announcement, and we were all like, okay, what is this? And it was just them announcing them going to Mania next year to Saudi. We already knew that was happening. I think the issue here is not only the quality that you're providing in terms of the the matches and the rivalries and the championship fights, but it also is an issue of Vegas itself. Vegas is the biggest issue. It's an expensive city to begin with. I mean, Nicole was there last year. She knows more than any of us. You're spending a fortune to be there for a few days to watch WrestleMania and to look at the various other shows that are around the arena or there for the vicinity of Mania. Not only that, but there's the Superstore, there's WrestleMania events by WWE, and so much more. Like it's just it's just too much. And then you have to factor in the fact that our economy, the US economy, is in shambles thanks to the president and his regime. So, no one's going to be spending money frivolously because it doesn't factor into the bottom line. It's not going to be dire that we miss fucking Vegas Mania for the second time in 2 years. You're not using your heads here, and I don't understand what's going on. Is it TKO? Is Triple H not thinking clearly? Is he having pressure from the higher ups to do it their way? Like, what the fuck is happening? Because it wasn't too long ago that everybody was saying you were the saving grace, and now we're sitting here and 90% of the IWC is saying they need to fire your ass immediately.
And we told y'all not to get your fucking hopes up, but no one ever listens to us about this shit. Because now people are like, oh, Vince needs to come back and fix this. Look,
I'd rather eat shit first. I'm not.
Look, I don't want Vince to come back because we saw what happened when that happened. Okay, he was petty. He didn't want to sell the company or give the company up, so he sold it out from his family. So the McMahons have no longer full control of their own fucking company. And then the stuff with Miss Grant happened, and then he left, and then they brought Vince back to finish the deal, which that whole time was so stupid because that's also the time where no one returned Juice Robinson's phone calls. What else am I missing here? Then Miss Grant's story comes out. Vince gets the boot again, and the only thing if Vince came back, if Vince was still there, they would be trying to find ways to get him out either way. The only thing I will give Vince McMahon a shred, tiny little shred, okay, is that he knew not to price out the people who kept the lights on, if you get my drift. The families, the people with kids, teenagers, adults who grew up watching wrestling and then kept loving wrestling as they got older. He knew those were the people who were going to be the ones, the ride or die. Because there were years we were riding good, and then there was years we were in the trenches covered in shit with like nails in our fingernails. Like we were going through some bad times, but we stayed as fans. And this is the kick in the balls that we get for thank you for what, not even the past 10 fucking years alone in WWE.
I also and now we can't the fact that Triple H gets a lot of the he has to bear the brunt of a lot of this. He's the one that everybody attacks. He's the one that everybody comes after, whether it's ticket sales, whether it's firings, whether it is booking. Everything falls on Triple H's head when everything is not in his control. And most of the people who say these things know that, and yet they still do it to perpetuate the fact that, oh, it's Triple H, he's the problem. When we've seen when they change regimes and when people change things, that it's not always the problem. He's not the one in control of everything, but we do give him flack where flack is due. However, in terms of ticket pricing, that's not on him. That's on the parent company. They're the ones who are pricing out the fans because they're the ones who made it clear that they want WWE to feel like a luxury adult entertainment. They don't want to be catering to families. But Vince McMahon catered to families even when they were still adult entertainment. The prices didn't fluctuate. He still gave you decent ticket prices when they were having Lita and Edge having live sex shows on Monday Night Raw. It was up to you to take your kid to the show or not. That was on you. Okay. So I don't know. I don't like this. Doorbell. All
Doorbell don't like it either. No, I know Nicole's gonna say something, but like y'all have to understand when it comes to TKO, and I'm just gonna say this is my piece, and then Nicole and Tip can have the floor for the rest of the conversation because I talk a lot. I'm sorry. Um, I have a coworker of mine, and he used to be a huge UFC fan, and he told me he would buy all the fights. This was like when you can only buy them on pay-per-view, that kind of stuff, and he loved doing it. That was like highlight of his fucking month or whatever they had him, right? And then he told me as soon as TKO got their claws in the UFC, a lot of the real UFC fans left. And a lot of these people who aren't really UFC fans, but because it's a high luxury item and they know they'll be seen if they go to a UFC fight, that's who's going there. They did the same thing to UFC that they're doing now in WWE. And that's nothing to do with Triple H. That's TKO as a whole. And while we do need to hold Hunter's feet to the fire, this is not one of those situations that we need to do that. This is a TKO thing.
Nicole, what do you think?
I mean, I'm not really surprised by this. I just don't understand why everybody else is.
Well, they better do something.
But you know what? Good on the fans for not being like, oh, 25% off. Let me go ahead and buy. I saw one guy's like, yeah, drop that to 75% off, and I might be interested.
They just might. They might have to because they ain't finna fill out that stadium.
They're going to have to do what they did inside.
This is Las Vegas we're talking about. You're talking about having people come back to Vegas. They're upping the prices there. Everything is overpriced. It's too expensive to stay. The hotel stays are outrageous. It's like you're paying a fucking mortgage to go and stay for a few days. This is getting ridiculous.
So I have a question. Though, real quick, adding on to the watch party thing. When they go back to Vegas, does that mean the place that they're always showing people at in Vegas watching pay-per-views or PLEs, are they not allowed to have one either? Or
you mean like that Omnidome that they were showing the PLE at before?
Yeah,
because
that's close to the stadium,
but and it would be considered a watch party if we're being fair.
So kind of makes me wonder if they're gonna pull some shit at 0 hour, because if they don't and they allow a watch party to go on there, the fans are already rabid. They're gonna be goddamn feral if they allow that, but nowhere else is allowed to have it.
I don't know, man. All I know is it's not looking good. But also the problem is the booking. A lot of people are not happy with the match card as it is. They're not happy with the matches that they're going to potentially get. A lot of people are talking about Stephanie and Liv's match. They said, that could have been on a different PLE. Personally, I mean, it was bound to happen one way or another. I didn't have an issue with it. I knew Liv was winning. I figured she would pick Stephanie. She's going to go after the belt that she wants, which is the world championship belt. The question leaves now, where does that leave Jade Cargill? We know Drew is going to probably end up in some type of triple threat fatal 4-way match. It seems like they're getting ready to start upping the ante with CM Punk and Roman Reigns later on down the line. They're going to be in Indianapolis next week, I believe, and he's supposed to be there. It just looks like they're going to start ramping up the feuds, but they also have decided that Lesnar is going to have some type of weird open challenge.
I hate it here.
I don't care, and I hate it for anybody who has to go up against him. And then, like, there's a lot of open-ended things, like who Carmelo Hayes could possibly face. going into WrestleMania. Who is Dom gonna face? He has to defend his title next week. There's no booking for his title going in to Mania. There's no booking for the mid card for the women's championships, for the IC title or the US title for that matter, going into Mania either. There's not a lot of interest in the lower card here. They hyper fixate on the main titles and don't give the lower card its just due. It makes it so that those titles don't mean anything, especially in the women's division. It just hurts it. Um, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have the tag team titles with the Bella Twins and Rhea and Io going into Mania. Fine, whatever. They're gonna give those heifers the damn titles anyway, so whatever. Um,
Whatever.
you got all of that, and then there's no non-title feuds right now. There's nothing on the non-title side going into WrestleMania to anchor or help anchor the show. So their booking is in the toilet. And Paul Heyman was recently on the Busted Open Radio podcast, and he was talking about how they should be booking right now for WrestleMania next year in Saudi. And he's absolutely right. His idea was to book backwards. I respectfully agree. The idea of how they book it always baffles me. They're booking up until Mania most of the time. They're always still coming up with new ideas, and I'm like, this should have been set in stone months ago. I don't understand why we're still having to have conversations about who Jade Cargill is going to go up against. Because if something happens and her opponent goes down, you've got at least a month or two to fix this. This is what happened like with the Vision now with the injuries. Seth went down. Then you've got Braun Breaker going down. Then you've got Bronson Reed down. All three permanent original members of the Vision, all injured within months of each other, is absolutely insane. That has jeopardized your Mania card 3 times. And there's been no adjustment to how you book your matches. There's no adjustment to how you book your feuds and how you book your rivalries. You're not booking any backups. There's nothing. And then you're having to scramble to try to fix this. It starts to get to the point of asking that is this incompetence or is this just lazy? It's got to be one of the two.
I think it's because they're focusing so much and they don't realize they're focusing so much on just a certain thing that by the time that the uh, WrestleMania time does come along, and we've seen them do this before, and I think it was last year's or the years before it or something like that, but we've seen where Mania is literally not completed or there's not stuff done till like D-Day of Mania. And then they always like, oh, quick, throw this on social media. And we'll show them like, oh, these two are having a fight because this one ran into this one with a hot cup of coffee and it stained their dress or stained their suit or their shirt or whatever. Like this is your biggest show of the year and you have no idea what the hell you're doing. That doesn't put faith in a lot of fans anymore. Because we did that with Vince, where Vince would take the script 5 minutes before the show goes on and rip them up and make them write it on the fly. That's why everyone's promos were bad, because they had to do it on the fly. They didn't know what the hell they were saying. They don't know what they were doing. And that's when the fans really started being like, yo, what is going on here? It's not good.
Nicole, what do you think about Heyman's idea to book backwards?
I think that's a good idea. And I can't believe I said that. I think it's smart, especially and I don't even remember if I said this in a group chat. I was like, especially with how um big that Mania needs to be to like warrant all this shit and to cover up it not being somewhere normal.
Yeah.
That that has to be your WrestleMania 40. You got to book that like WrestleMania 40. So you got the like the main events for that Mania should be decided upon in 2 weeks tops. 2 weeks tops. They need to pick who they want to main event each night, and then book from there, and then figure everybody else out. Figure out if Bianca Pinky gonna be working by then.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I mean,
She just
honestly,
had the surgery. I mean,
so that should be fine. She should be healed enough by then. It's another year. We
mhm.
can You can have her in one of the other nights. She'd be the other main event. Like
Mhm.
she wouldn't be the main event, but she would be the Saturday one.
Stop booking nostalgia matches.
Yes.
Mhm.
You can you're allowed to have a nostalgia pop, but have a segment like what was that Mania? It's the
When the
one where
Hardys came back.
when everybody wore all those belts, and then everybody hated everybody that won the belts like 2 months later. It's the year like Kofi and Seth and Becky won, and like
Mhm.
everybody
Mhm.
got exactly what they wanted, and then everybody hated it 2 months later.
Mhm.
I think the only people that didn't get hated after that Mania was the Iconics winning the women's tag titles.
Yeah.
No, they kind of did a little bit. It was a little bit later.
What I
But
I
mean,
always
they
hated
had
them.
that
So.
segment they had with John Cena was good.
Yeah,
That
but
he was at that one, right?
I think
yeah, that's
so.
the one where he was trying to get into a match with the Undertaker.
I don't know what it was.
I
Well,
don't think that
anyways,
was that at that Mania.
I don't
That was
know.
at Mania.
I think I mixed up manias.
No, that was at Mania because John Cena was sitting in the front row, and then one of the
No,
security guys.
I'm thinking about the wrong mania. That's not
Yeah, I
what I'm
think she's
talking about.
mixing
Yes.
two
Anyways,
manias
what my thing
together.
is, it was a decent amount of time so you can eat up time off the clock, but it wasn't forcing them in a match.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we need to bring back segments.
Or
Like
do or cinematic matches like the fucking graveyard match with AJ and Undertaker.
I love that match.
And it wasn't even really a match. It was just AJ was a hick walking into a redneck's house uninvited. Like that's pretty much what happened. Okay,
They beat the hell out of each other in that match, though. It was good.
it
I
was
thought
it was
it was
fun,
good.
and it's worth stop booking Brock Lesnar in matches in 2026.
You
Just why?
know?
If they have a match where Gunther retires him, I will actually cheer for fucking Gunther.
I don't think they're
I
gonna have that. They are doing this open challenge shit, but
It just makes me worry because Tiff mentioned this in our podcast group chat is that we have the feeling that one of the men going into the elimination chamber aren't going. The rumor is one of them is not going to make it into the chamber because Lesnar's going to jump them and take their spot, and I don't
no,
want that to
they're not
fucking
gonna do
happen.
that anymore because he has his own
yeah,
thing
he got something
to
to actually
Mania.
do.
So
Mm,
they decided to scrap that. So he will have his match, and I think one of the chamber opponents are gonna challenge him, which most people think it's gonna be LA Knight. Um sure, whatever. At this point, fine. Do whatever you want.
I hate it
Um
here.
yeah, we all do. It sucks everywhere. The injuries have plagued WWE pretty badly. Bronson Reed is the latest to get injured. It was a freak accident on Monday Night Raw. He tore his bicep. He is said to be out for 4 to 6 months. Okay. Braun Breaker hernia. He's not going to be got back for 6 months. He's also out for 6 months. He'll be back before Reed, but he's going to be out for 6 months. Seth Rollins is in rehab, from what I understand. He's been rehabbing, but I believe he was rehabbing before they made this announcement. Anyways, Chelsea Green is injured. She has an ankle injury. Xavier Woods is injured. He has some type of either arm or shoulder injury. There's a lot of injuries in the E right now. And we were talking about this before we went live, and everybody had a different idea as to why that's happening. For Nicole, she thinks they lack conditioning. When they were having more of the house shows, the body was hardening, so it was easier for them to take a hit here and there, do this and do that without them feeling like they're going to break into pieces. I believe a lot of these injuries are freak accidents. These are happenstance injuries. None of these are happening because they're wrestling too hard or not wrestling hard enough. But Nicole isn't entirely wrong. Two things can be right at the same time. I do think that some people need to have that type of conditioning in order to maintain themselves in the ring, and others can take off like Roman and not have to work as hard and come back and do a 2 to 3 week stint where they're wrestling, but they're not wrestling. They're not wrestling house shows, live shows, and doing Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. They're just coming in, doing their part and leaving. So I think this has a lot to do. Now, some people think, y'all know Black people, okay? We do not do superstitions very well, okay? And a lot of Black folks, we do. I'm just gonna be honest. A lot of Black folks believe in omens, and what you put out, you get back. Now, Seth Rollins feigned an injury.
I said that when didn't I say that? I said that. I said that.
Oh yeah,
she did.
There's you know that guy.
Seth Rollins feigned that injury. They all planned that shit. Everybody that knew. He's down, Breaker's down, his whole group goes down. The whole group is destroyed.
You know that guy that we've been sharing his videos a lot in the group chat lately? I can't remember his goddamn name.
I think his name is Joseph.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. He actually I watched the video of him today when I was at work, and he was saying the same thing. And he's like, I don't want to sound like, you brought this on yourself, but you kind of brought this on yourself.
I mean, to be fair to Nicole said it right after he did the shit.
I say you play with injuries.
That's what she said.
I say you never play. I was like, you never play with injuries.
It was right after he did the shit. She said it, and then not too long after that, he gets that shoulder injury at Crown Jewel. I mean, look, I ain't saying that. I ain't trying to wish no ill will on nobody. I wish y'all nothing but speedy recoveries. I don't like injuries. I don't like to see people injured. And that's never anything on anybody in this podcast or wish on anybody. I mean, we just saying what you put out in the universe, you get back. You get it back, babes. Now, I'm not saying that anybody deserved it, but I'm saying what you did was a cause and effect. You've got an entire group who is out. This whole group was built on you. And now not only are you gone, but both of your founding members are gone. The only people who are there is the one that was running around curb stomping everybody with a mask on, Austin Theory, and Logan Paul. That's all you got. You have
what a vision.
You have nothing else. What are you gonna do? Like, what?
This ain't good. Like I'm not trying to laugh at someone.
But no, what it did do was it exposed you for not being prepared, because you rested on Bron Breakker being there, You rested on Bronson Reed and you rested on Seth Rollins. And you know damn well in wrestling, anything could happen. And you guys keep doing this. You also rested on Bianca being there. You were sure that Bianca wasn't going anywhere. And Bianca has been down for 6 months. She has been gone. And
She's
you
been
have
gone for a
not,
year. It's been
you
longer
haven't,
than that.
you haven't figured out anything. You haven't figured out shit. What are you going to do? You haven't built up somebody else to be able to go after Jade. You haven't started building up your women's roster. You got Lash there. You got Nia there. You're not starting no feuds with nobody else. Everybody's circling these damn tag team titles and acting like Jade Cargill ain't got no championship. What is going on? What is going on? You got all of the top guys going after Drew as champion right now. Look.
And then you got Roman.
He shouldn't have attacked Randy in that match last Friday. You should have left Randy out of it. I don't understand the logic of it. It's either you're trying to stack these matches so that people want to come to the show. To be real with you, it doesn't make me want to watch that match anymore that Randy's in it. You could have just left the belt on Cody to begin with and had Randy and Cody at Mania. You didn't have to do all of this.
See, I would have rather seen Randy versus Cody at Mania just because of their history together. And it's more than just, you know, what Cody and Roman have, but like the whole like legacy thing and everything. That would have made sense. There is no reason. I understand Liv Morgan because we all knew no one else was going to win that Women's Royal Rumble. It was we all knew it was going to be Liv. Why is Roman Reigns back in title contingency? I'm not seeing enough people mad about this.
They're not going to be mad about it because people want to see it. And as much as y'all may think that Roman doesn't need to go after the title, it's not about him going after the title. It's about what his name brings to the table. You got two of the biggest planets colliding at WrestleMania, and you're doing them a disservice because you put the shit in Las Vegas. Again, the reason why people want to see it was due to that promo they cut a few Mondays back. People were like, oh yeah, I'm interested in this. I want to see this. Roman is an entity. He is going to be a draw every single time. No matter how many times you say you don't want to see him and you don't feel like he needs to be there. Yeah, it's Mania. He needs to be there in some capacity. Whether he's the main event, 1, 2, or 3, doesn't matter. He needs to be there. If he's capable and physical and can do it, he needs to do it. He needs to do it.
You know how like the Good Brothers would always, you know how I always used to say the Good Brothers would clock in like a month and a half before Mania?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they know, and it like clockwork, it would happen. They find them punch cards
every time,
and they would remember they had to go to work. And then this shit.
Speaking of the Good Brothers, they showed up. I know they showed up on Monday Night Raw. They look amazing, by the way. But they also showed up in MLW's Battle Riot like a couple weeks ago or something like that. And Gallows actually did his Festus character again.
I saw that. He's always.
He's a mess.
They're a mess. You remember when that other one cheated on his wife and they did all that crazy shit online and then said nothing else?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Y'all remember that?
Yeah,
that was a fun show we recorded.
Wildest shit ever.
That was so crazy, and then nothing. Not a
beat. It's just random.
And it's like, okay, so everyone's like, so what happened? Like, you drug us in your business and nothing?
Right.
Wild times. Wild times, honey, because, man, we were talking
she just
so
went
much
silent and took him back. She took him back, and they just started acting like they were a family again. As soon as people started talking
acting
about
like
him,
nothing. Literally acting
yep.
like nothing happened.
And as soon
And
as people
Nicole,
started talking about him, she was defending him. And it was like, you
Nicole,
was just calling him everything under the sun. And she was like, that's my
I,
husband. I'm
You
like,
literally wrote whore on his like what?
yeah.
Like and you
I can't.
posted it.
One of y'all said something like, "Oh, he must have bought her that expensive bag that she's been wanting." Like she,
Shit, he
Ain't no
bought her
amount of
more than a
jewelry,
damn bag. She got
you know what?
bags. She got a new
houses,
car.
right?
They
She
got a
got
wing added to the house.
she got a little mommy touch up
Yeah,
probably.
something.
Mm,
She got a lot of things.
that was messy, but my God, that was so. It was messy and sad, but at the same time, it was kind of like low key hilarious. Just the way they were acting, I'm like, this is like some high school.
Like she posted pictures of him like sleep and was
Yeah,
calling him names, and I was just like, this is
she called him a
wild as
whore.
fuck.
She called him a. Did she call him a slut or something too?
She
I
wrote
mean,
like whore on his
it's
face
yeah, she
while
wrote it
he
on
was
his face.
sleeping.
That's the picture where he was asleep.
Jesus Christ!
With
And she
his mouth
posted it.
all open. I was like,
Yeah,
ooh.
exactly. She said, well,
Ew.
Cardi did say broke boys don't deserve no coochie. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That was like
Anyway,
20.
That whole thing was fucking wild, man.
That was like 2021, wasn't it? Like it was early in the 2020s. I just remember that. And
I want to say yeah, because it wasn't COVID. We were out of COVID, I think.
yeah, because I think that's when they went over to Saudi and all that shit was kicking off. And I was like, damn.
That was
She waited till
after
he was.
Saudi.
It was. I don't know, but it was. That was a wild time in wrestling, man. Holy shit! So much stuff happened.
Not to make some mess in the Sims. That's wild. Rico in the group chat. I mean, in the comments, acting up. Anyways,
Oh Lord.
last but not least, because we can only talk about one thing, but for so long. AJ Styles is inducted into the Hall of Fame. He's going to be in this 2026 class. Hold on. They gave it applause. I got applause sound effects. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I've tried my
They
best.
don't want none. They don't want
You know
none.
what? None.
Yeah. Okay. So AJ Styles is going to be in the inductee class. He joined Stephanie McMahon because they made the announcement for Stephanie at what? WrestlePalooza?
It was a
Mm.
while ago.
And then nothing. Triple H, I'm gonna give my lady her moment. And I'm like, damn.
Mm.
It was like,
Okay.
damn, and Stephanie going by herself? Like, what the fuck is going
Right,
on?
like, where's the rest of it?
I said, you love that lady, huh, bitch?
Okay.
Mm. I'm gonna keep my opinion to
Wowzers.
myself anyway.
And AJ Styles also had his opinion about Mania. He said that Mania has lost its luster to him. It's not the big PLE that it used to be. And I mean, he has a right to his opinion. And in some instances, he's correct. A lot of people believe that it's lost its luster because it's a 2-night event now. And making it 2 nights took away the spark of WrestleMania. And I disagree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't mind the 2-night event. I just want them to put forth effort for both nights. And sometimes they don't. I do not want to be watching WrestleMania for 12 hours. I just don't.
True.
And I don't want Mania to be booked like a PLE where you got 4 matches on the card and 2 of them nobody cares about.
It would be better if they just streamlined it. You know, like everyone's like, "Oh, it's me." I think I've said it too, and I kind of like thinking back because sometimes you say something, and you're like, you know what? On second thought, like Mania needs to be like the payoff to big feuds, and you don't need to be like, "Oh crap, we don't have a U.S. title match. Quick, let's throw something together 5 seconds on SmackDown," and all of a sudden they got. It needs to be streamlined, and it needs to be the matches that count because to a lot of people, and I said this to myself, WrestleMania is basically like the season finale for WWE. And then it doesn't really kick back up until, oh God, I know I picked like an exact point, but to me it's like, okay, this season's over. time to move on to the next season, that kind of thing. I kind of disagree and agree with AJ at the same time, but I am so happy he's getting his flowers while he's still here. Because this man, and look, I give this man a lot of shit. We don't know if he's grown as a person for some stuff he said in the past. We love our leader of the gay community, and then I'm gonna sue WWE for emotional distress because how dare they do a video package to Creed's hire and not
Right.
expect the kids who grew up in the fucking Attitude Era or some shit to like start crying. I saw that shit at 5 a.m. this morning when I was getting ready for work and I was bawling. I was like, they
Like,
can't do this to us. Oh, I was a wreck. I was a wreck. I was just like, no. And I thought it was cool they waited till they got to Georgia for him to put his, his stuff in the middle of the ring and he was able to leave with his family and, you know, um, and I'm not trying to say this to be controversial or anything, but a lot of people are saying, why is this send off mean more than Cena's? And I'm like, I think it's because we knew with AJ we were on borrowed time because we didn't know when he was gonna. We thought we were gonna get one more WrestleMania with him,
Wait,
but
what
with
did you
Cena we
say
had.
about John Cena? What's the difference? What did you say? I didn't hear the
I
first.
said, oh, sorry. I think people are saying, or like, why does AJ's retirement feel more more emotional than Cena's? And I think what that had to do with that was Cena. We knew when he was gonna end. We knew when, we knew what his last match was gonna be. We knew AJ was gonna retire this year, but a lot of people were like, "Oh, we're at least gonna get one more match with him at WrestleMania. He'll get sent off that way." We weren't expecting it in January, like right out the fucking gate, or no, February. And I think that's why it makes it a little bit more emotional because Cena we knew, but AJ we didn't. If that makes sense, he just said, "Yeah, 2006. Holy shit, 2026 is gonna be my last year," but we didn't know when he was gonna end. And then, boom, the match happened at Royal Rumble, and now he's going in the Hall of Fame, which I rightfully deserve. And AJ Styles is probably, I'll say this because I'm just going to repeat what I said. Our leader of the gay community, he may have grown as a person, he may have changed as a person because everyone's like, well, he said this and this. I'm like, okay, yeah. And what have you said when you were in your 20s and stupid and not educated about the world? Like, come on. But I really do say, and y'all know I don't say this lightly, AJ Styles is probably one of the best wrestlers to ever put on a pair of boots. And I will fight anybody who says differently on that.
I mean, for me, my emotion for John Cena is always going to be different for anybody because he was my favorite. So it wasn't more emotional for me that AJ Styles was leaving. It just is emotional, and I think it's going to be like that with anybody who retires. But I think it was more for me. It's like I'm happy that he gets to retire on his own terms. He's not retiring because he has to. He's retiring because he wants to. He doesn't want to get to the point where he's wrestling and it's just embarrassing for him. And he doesn't want to be out there constantly doing this and his kids don't get to see him. And what really broke my heart, like I said before, was the story with his daughter. And he's talking about how the text messages that he got from, about him wanting her wanting him to go with the daddy daughter dance with him, and how everybody says she's so lucky, but she's like, you guys are lucky because you get to be with him, you get to see him, and that's gotta hurt, because this is his dream, but this is what he does to provide for his family, and while his wife does everything she can to make it easier on him, it's not easy for you as an adult when you have children that look to see you and want to be around you and want to grow up with you. So for him to be able to retire on his own prime and do his own thing, I think that's very special, and I think that's very smart. I think that he's done more than most of these wrestlers have been able to do in a lifetime. He's wrestled everywhere. He's been champion everywhere. He is known throughout our community, and you're going to see him because he wants to help. He doesn't want to just rest on his laurels. I think he's going to take some time off, and, chill, but he's never going to be officially gone from the business. He's going to transition into the back and do some helping. He helps those girls profusely. They love him. They miss him. They already miss him. Like Charlotte was talking about how she was like, who am I going to text for my matches now? I don't know who I'm going to talk to for my matches. He helped Kaylani when she was going out there for Royal Rumble and helped her tell her what she could do and how she could maneuver things and change up her moveset a bit. I think that AJ is going to be a valuable asset to that backstage, especially if he goes into helping in the PC or just producing matches in general. I think he'd be more than valuable there. And he doesn't have to go out on a sword. He can go out on his own terms. And that's the best part. So I'm just happy that he's able to leave and he doesn't have to do it because he's dead to rights.
Yeah. I will say this though, when they were showing the people like backstage, like in the clip, like I was following this, they had Frankie Kazarian. I was like, holy shit, right? Like you're just like, wow. And then he opened the door and Abyss was
back
there.
Yeah.
And he was dressed up as Abyss, and Kazarian's like, what are you doing? Come on, we gotta go. Like that kind of shit. I marked out so hard when I saw that. I was like, oh my God. Oh.
Nicole, you got anything to say about AJ and his retirement, or are you good?
I think everybody covered everything. I mean, it's good for him. I'm like happy for him. Happy for him and his retirement. Happy he was able to retire the way that he did. Yeah. And hopefully be able to spend the time with his family that he wants and needs. And yeah, that's it. I think everybody pretty much hit everything else.
Yeah, when you get married, don't buy your husband video games. He'll torture you with them. I just wanted to let you guys know that. My husband's birthday was this past weekend, and he's been spoiled. Spoiled, darling. I got him Resident Evil Requiem for his birthday. So he me with zombies for the next weekend. It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a fun time. I hate zombie games. I don't like them. But I knew that was something that he loved. He loves that game. It's one of his favorites. So I got him the game, and now he's downloading it. So he's probably gonna play it tonight, and I'm gonna have fucking nightmares.
Is it already out on digital?
It's gonna be out. What is it, tomorrow? Friday. It comes out Friday, but they'll probably give it to you early. Midnight. He'll have it by midnight. He's gonna be awake. He's gonna be up.
Oh, that's pretty awesome though. I remember like Maj was getting mad because people were like, he's like, don't spoil Requiem for me, and I'm like, dude, everyone's talking about it.
You can just block them. That's the answer.
I'm just like, oh cool. I've still got to beat Resident Evil Village. I'm still stuck in the creepy ass dollhouse. I fucking hate that level.
Jesus. There's one more thing to talk about before we get into Elimination Chambers. NXT is moving out of WrestleMania. They're no longer going to partner with Mania for their PLE. So their big PLE of the year is going to happen on April 4th. Stand and Deliver is going to be in St. Louis, Missouri. Nicole, are they going to be in St. Louis for Stand and Deliver?
Yeah, St. Louis.
Okay. They're going to be in St. Louis for Stand and Deliver. And so they look like they're going to be leading to booking towards Stand and Deliver from here on out after Vengeance is over with. So there's that. And like always, the PLE is Saturday. Elimination Chamber is Saturday. So we're going to give our predictions. We're going to start off with the women's match, Intercontinental title match. Nicole, you go first, Alexis, and then I'll round it out.
Oh, that lady's or that man's wife is going to win.
Which one?
Oh,
The one with the red hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I forgot that it's two of them with that name. That's why I don't like them feuding. They have the same name to me.
Oh Jesus.
Them bitches got the same names. It's true. That's not my fault. That's their fault. Don't get mad at me.
Damn, Don, you got a copyright strike on Big O for AEW. I told you.
They
AEW
AEW
real
don't play
tight with
them.
the streaming. They don't play that shit. Oh, Brandy says she don't really care who win this match. I think Becky's gonna retain. They probably gonna hold off to give this to AJ until Mania, which they could have just waited until Mania. They didn't have to do this. But sure.
No, but why not?
Sure, whatever. I hate it though. Do we all agree Becky's gonna retain this championship at Elimination Chamber?
I just don't care.
Damn.
I told you last week I don't give a shit about this one because I'm just like whatever.
You did. You did. Fair enough. World Heavyweight title is on the line. CM Punk is facing off against Finn Balor. This seems like a no-brainer, but Nicole, Alexis, we have to give a prediction just to be fair.
As much as I want Finn to win, actually, I'm saying this is the one that something weird goes down in. Like it's a double disqualification, and that they're gonna run this match back. I don't. Just something tells me like this is the match that's gonna get a little screwy.
Yeah, like Dominic screws Finn out of this title, which that would be interesting.
Yeah.
And then boom, you just set up an Intercontinental title. Because listen, if Dominic Mysterio is not defending them damn titles, they need to take it off of him.
I think Dom being AAA champion actually works for him.
Yeah.
That works for him. But I do think that as IC champion, it's a bit stifling when he's not defending it. And given the fact that he was injured for a while, I don't think Finn should go back after the Intercontinental Championship. That's just me. Let me see what they said in the comments. You're unsure? Personally, I think CM Punk is gonna retain this title. Don said, all I know is I could do WWE content, but I'm gonna try TNA tomorrow. Well, WWE is a little bit more lenient. AEW is not. That's why I don't do AEW content. Not the match is pointless. I don't think it's pointless. I think this match is to reset Finn Balor. It's to reset him.
They're put him back on factory settings.
Yeah.
And take him out of pants and put him back in them damn trunks.
I don't know if he gonna go back to trunks.
But
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it.
It's a crime against nature.
All right, so we're gonna go into the matches that actually do have some longevity or some matter. These matches will determine what will happen going into WrestleMania on April 18th and 19th. So let's start off with the women. You have 6 women going into this match. 3 of them have great potential to give Jade Cargill a good run for her money. One of them is going to give her the star power she needs to give her the run for her money. And the other 2, while I love one of them, they're not going to give Jade Cargill much other than what she's already gotten. So we have 6 women here. Fuck ass Kiana, Asuka, Big Back Raquel, Alexa, Rhea, and punk ass Tiffany. Now, look, Tiffany Stratton is out, in my opinion. Okay, I don't want that bitch anywhere near that championship. Please spare us.
Why is fuck ass Kiana in here again?
I actually don't mind the fact that she's there. I
Yeah,
just
she's been
wish
wrestling. She's been wrestling good now.
I just wish they would have given Lash the same opportunity they're giving Kiana.
Look,
That's all.
until she gets the real Marc Jacobs bag, she's always gonna be folk ass Kiana. Okay.
I don't like Marc Jacobs. I
No,
like Marc Jacobs bags, but they expensive. Shit, I just want her to get a decent bag that ain't bejeweled on the side of it.
I got my laptop bag / purse off of Amazon for $45, and that shit looks designer. I'm just
No.
saying.
Not you pick Kiana. Girl, fuck you. Ugh.
I'm still going with Raquel. I think something's gonna go down. Rhea doesn't need to win this. Alexa doesn't need to win this. I think Kiana's gonna get pinned first. I think it's gonna come down to Asuka and Raquel. I will be shocked if they give it to Asuka, but storyline wise, Raquel's the only one that works, because if Liv doesn't win and say she does, that would drive Liv over the edge.
I have a real crazy thought.
Okay, I want to hear it because she finna say some wild shit.
Oh God.
I think Raquel is winning. I think Raquel is also going to pick Stephanie.
How? When Liv just picked her?
I think, and we're going to have a triple threat match. I just have this real weird.
So the original plan we laid out from the beginning, you think it still happened?
Yes, they're just going about it a real stupid way. And this is the real stupid way it's about to go.
Well, then who's going to go up against Jade?
Jordan.
Oh, fuck. I'm not mad at it because the match will be good. The match will be excellent. I don't know what it is about Jordan, but she made Jade Cargill look like a real champion when she went up against her.
Gotta do something, because it's getting hard defending Jade Cargill on these streets, and we know it's not because of her, it's because of booking. But it's like the incels don't listen.
I mean, I wouldn't mind Raquel going after Jade Cargill, though. I wouldn't mind that.
I mean, it would work, because if Liv can't beat Stephanie by herself, and Raquel in some weird way beats Jade clean without any help from Liv or Roxanne, that would drive Liv into pure unhinged mode.
Oh, Jeffers said they see Charlotte versus Jade at Mania.
Or that.
I don't have a problem with that, but I'm like,
can we use someone new?
How are you gonna get there?
Yeah, but it's not that fucking random ass stare down they had last week.
They always do that. They always do that.
And they specifically always do that with Charlotte. Anytime somebody tries to wants to start some shit with Charlotte, they stare her ass down next week, and then like a week or two later, they're fucking something up for her and fighting her.
Yeah.
And then she ends up going against them for Mania. I'm just letting y'all know right now, Raquel's gonna win, and she's going to pick Stephanie too. I'm just letting y'all know that.
That's not a bad idea, but that is something that we all had agreed was a good idea not too long ago.
We all had agreed idea. It is, but how they're getting there is fucking.
It's bad.
You know what? I changed my mind. If it was booked a little bit, this is still kind of good, but it's only good because it's so kind to just be like, you know what? I'm gonna pick the same bitch you just picked, and we're all gonna fight. No, like for real.
Think about it.
Really think about it. Like
it's not bad.
It can come down to the climax of the match, and that's when Raquel can turn on Liv, and she let Liv do all the work on Stephanie. Do the takeover bomb on Liv, and pin Stephanie.
We done booked this motherfucking Mania match. Please.
We just
Please.
did. Where's
We
my
just
fucking
booked that
check,
whole.
WWE?
I'm telling you right now, we probably just booked that whole match.
If that's what happens, I'm gonna sue the.
Or this is. I really like this one. Or she Tahana bombs Liv and pins Liv.
Ooh, no, for real.
Because
That is
I
even
think
more
she
poetic.
needs to pin Liv.
She
I
needs to
don't
pin
want her to
Liv.
pin. I don't want her. And also, I think it's better for Stephanie to not
It'll
be a pin.
save Stephanie.
If it's to save Stephanie, and I don't feel like
Mm-hmm.
why are we don't need to save Stephanie. I
You
want
do.
to, and have the means to do so. So I will save Stephanie. I
Oh,
don't
that's
want her
facts.
getting pinned. Liv can get pinned. Liv
Not by
needs to
somebody
get
she already
pinned.
beat. She beat Raquel already.
Yeah. So
So
it don't,
nah.
and then you can circle back around that, or honestly, you can send Stephanie over to SmackDown.
You could.
I would trade Stephanie for Julia and get Julia on Raw.
Yeah, Julia. Yeah, Julia
Yeah.
needs. Julia got to.
Julia needs
She needs a
something right
refresh.
now.
I
She
agree.
gotta. She gotta get off SmackDown. That's not the show for her.
I also think she need to go face for a little while.
Yes.
Just a little while. Just a little while. People gotta get to know her better.
But yeah, that's how that shit's probably gonna roll out. Honestly,
No, Aaliyah, I don't think she should pin both of them.
no, there's no reason for her to pin both of them. That's stupid.
It would
And I
be
don't
more.
think she should pin Stephanie. And like I said, like she already beat Raquel.
Liv, because it's such a slap. It's a slap because Liv did all that to betrayed her to even win the Rumble.
Yep.
Now she lost the Rumble. She lost against who she threw out in the Rumble.
Yep.
And someone who's supposed to be her best friend. She low-key did some dirty to her.
Yep.
And she's like it's a 1, 2, 3 punch.
It is.
And boom, boom, boom. You gotta look it like that.
Yep.
Pretty much Finn and Dom are gonna go at it for that IC title in Mania. And so the guys are gonna be taking themselves out because JD, I don't know what JD's gonna do. He's whatever. But like
his loyalty is to Finn.
It would be so poetic for Liv to think she's so high on the hog again, only to get betrayed again and go back to square zero and have to start all over again. Oh, that would be such poetic justice.
And then you got, she'll come back and be like, oh, I thought we were sisters, right? Like sisters. And it's okay for me to be champ because, we're sisters. Roxanne got to come back, pick a side.
Oh, you know what?
You have Dom being so selfish and central focused on himself that he don't see what's going on around him, and all he gonna be like, well, I got a match, I got stuff I gotta do, leave Liv to the wayside, and she'll be right back where she started by herself.
And then Liv will probably cost Dom that title because she'll be like, why is it so more blah, blah, blah. She'll do that thing where it's like the whole, why are you not paying attention to me? I got a big match too, blah, blah. Like she'll do something like that. Here's what we need to watch. If Raquel wins, and I have a very strong feeling she's going to win, we need to watch between after that Raw after Elimination Chamber all the way up to WrestleMania Eve. And we need to watch how her body language and how she acts, like in her character, because, this isn't Raquel as a real person, but her as her character, we need to watch her body language, how she talks to Liv, the tone that she uses, all that kind of shit. Because that's when you'll be able to be like, oh, this bitch is betraying her.
I don't think that Raquel needs to be the new de facto leader of Street Trash. I think she needs to be the reason why they split apart. This needs to be the reason why they begin to implode. Where it's time. We're done. We are done with this. You've got Roxanne pigeonholed in here. She could be going after that mid-card championship, really giving it the prestige it needs to be elevated.
You can have Roxanne AJ at Mania.
we're gonna get Becky Lynch and AJ Lee at Mania. That's what we're getting again.
Yeah.
I'm 1,000% sure of that.
Yeah, that's gonna be at Mania. It's fine. It's whatever. I said that like forever ago.
Yeah,
So,
because originally we
I don't
thought
care about it.
that was just gonna be the match, but
Yeah.
then once they announced that Elimination Chamber was in Chi-Town, we were like, okay, this isn't gonna be just a one-off match. They're gonna do this again.
Mhm.
All right. All right.
Tell 'em-
So we've decided collectively that Raquel's going to be the de facto winner of Elimination Chamber. Do you have a backup? Do you have a secondary pick out of the 5?
I hate to say it, but it's Rhea.
Oh Jesus!
I'm going with Asuka.
I'm gonna pick Bliss. I don't want it to be Rhea. I love Rhea, and I think she would give Jade Cargill a good run for her money. And that's that to me, if I'm thinking marketing, I'm thinking money. Rhea Ripley going to Mania is smart. But
it's the
dropping
oversaturation.
dropping the titles to Lash and Nia, only for them to drop them back to the Bellas.
That's just ugh.
I'm gonna hate every minute of that.
Regardless of whoever, somebody is dropping them belts off to them twins' house.
I don't have a problem with the Bella twins getting them because they've been asking for them belts for forever. That's not my issue.
And they were and they were low key the first women's tag team.
Legit,
like full on tag team.
Yeah. So I'm not mad about that. I don't care that Rhea and Io would drop them. They need to drop them. We're being honest. Those are 2 of your biggest women's stars. They need to be individuals. I just don't want to see Lash get the title and only have it for a month or so and then have to drop it to them. It's not nothing bad. It'll be Lash's first title, something she's earned, which is great. And this will only happen if the Bellas are going to be perceived as faces, which, given the reaction that Brie got at Royal Rumble, I would imagine that that's how they're going to book them going into Mania.
Well, whatever.
So Friday, if they drop them tag team titles, that is not a good omen.
No.
See, this can work long term because we could have it to where Raquel's been plotting this. I agree. And Raquel is the tallest member of Street Trash, so she can whip them all into shape. That I did disagree with. I explained why.
This group needs to end. This group needs to end like 2 months ago. They need to end.
Agree. Don picked Rachel or Rhea. I think it should be Raquel just for the storytelling of it. And I think Nicole's idea, like the idea of it and how she structured it, to me, is much more interesting and it makes more sense to me. I want to see that. I want to see that.
Like that was tea.
No, for real.
But
Jade and Asuka did have a decent match a couple years ago. It just wouldn't make sense to me to do that. That would be a throwaway match to me. And that's no shade to Asuka, but there's nothing there. There's nothing there with them. I wouldn't give it to Asuka. I'm being 1,000% honest. I wouldn't. And I love Asuka down. I just wouldn't. I just can't.
Yeah. Not with this.
All right, y'all. We on the last legs of the show, I promise. And then I'll let the ladies go and they can go and go to sleep because they got to go to work in the morning. We got the men's elimination chamber. Now, this is one of the first times that I've seen chamber where there was no big man in this match. There's no big man in this match. All right. We got 6 players here. We've got Jay, Javon, Trick, Randy, Cody, and LA Knight. Now it seems that we can X out 3 of these people right now. You want to take a guess at who those 3 can be?
Jay, Randy.
I wouldn't say that.
Trick, baby, I'm sorry. I love you, but I think you're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Jay, Trick, and LA Knight.
I won't say LA Knight. I would say Javon Evans.
I wasn't trying to read the guys across the back because
I'm sorry, but those are the guys. I hate to say it, but those are the guys who are more than likely gonna be your catalysts. It might be a while before they get eliminated, but they're gonna be the ones to go first.
yeah, Javon and Trick are gonna put on a freaking showcase.
But you just might get a mixed bag here. You might get like, where they're fighting and LA Knight gets eliminated like second or some shit. However, let's go with what we think could happen. The three people who could possibly win this and go to WrestleMania. Now, the odd man out here in this trio is LA Knight. He has nothing going with Drew McIntyre right now. Hasn't been on SmackDown in a while. So it would not make sense for LA to be in the mix with Drew. You would have to start from scratch with him, adding him in.
They have their chance because they were trying to build something up with him and people going after. They were having him focus on the vision, and he was getting some people with him to go up against him, but nothing ever gelled because now the vision is completely taken out.
Yeah. The chamber starts at 7.
Nice one.
Sorry, excuse me.
Your excuse. Chamber starts at 7 Eastern time. I want to say 6 Chicago time. It starts fairly early considering, so be mindful and aware. They got them in the back for a reason. Well, I wouldn't say that.
Kind of mean.
I mean, the only two to me that are plausible, and then you have a wild card pick that could disrupt this. Cody and Randall.
Oof. This one's kind of hard to call.
I low-key would give it to Randy just to do some bullshit.
Just for the LOLs?
Yeah, because Cody said it himself. He liked being on the defense. He liked the uphill battle. So make it an uphill battle.
Okay, that's good for you, sweetie. Oh God, how awesome would it be if LA? I mean,
sorry guys, I drink soda water. Trying to up my water intake.
You're fine. Don says Cody. I think it is going to be Cody, but I would love it if it was Randy. Just so the shock of it all, because everybody's going to pick Cody. Everybody's going to pick Cody.
It's going to be the fucking sickest RKO, whoever gets that, though.
And I think Randy should be the one to eliminate Cody. I really do.
Then you just because either way, because then you can always build up Cody versus Randy. But
I mean, like, they're gonna get there eventually, but I'm like, but you're like, I want this to be worthwhile, and I want this to be so that you don't know how this is going to work out in the end, even if it ends up with the fatal 4-way being what they do, because Nick is pissed and he's like, you keep interfering and shit, you fucking shit up, so now I have to intervene. You're going to fight all of them. Fine, cool, but don't make it obvious that Cody's going to be the one to win.
But also, we do have a wild card in this, another wild card. Who's in that box? And is that going to get involved with the men's elimination chamber?
There is a box and it's supposed to be opened at elimination chamber. So there's another factor, but we don't know what that box means or what it's for. We don't know.
I'm still going with Danhausen, but I think it might just be a little, I don't know.
I'm gonna stick with my pick. I'm gonna say it's Randall. that's going to win Chamber. I need it to be Randall.
In my heart, LA Knight always. I feel like it's going to be Randy who wins.
Oh, I don't
Nicole,
know. I'm crazy. I think I would. This probably won't happen, but I could see it as Javon Evans.
you gotta be fucking kidding me.
I think honestly, and this is just like accumulation of I think they're starting to get desperate. Um
I will scream.
somebody might be like, you know what, we just gotta go. We just gotta pull a trigger. Like shit's a mess. Nobody wants
She
to go to
does this
Mania.
every year. I
And
want
Nobody
y'all to
wants to go to
understand.
Mania. He's like it's
She
like
does it every year.
everybody's cheering for you. We pulled you up this fast. Might as well. Might
She
as
does
well.
this shit every year, y'all. Every fucking year. And it's always one of them. It's always one of the chambers that she gets right, almost down to the goddamn booking. She gets it every time. If they pick Javon Evans, I quit. I promise you that I fucking quit because she does it every time.
But
every time.
Well, your mutant power of picking wrestling predictions is great, but honey, we need you to to give us the winning lotto numbers.
You think my ass would be showing up to work if I could figure out numbers?
You ain't lying.
I've been asking you this for
I don't
almost
know. It's something with Chamber. I don't know. I don't know. It kind of stinks. Like some stinks to me. And Javon, I'm sorry, some over there is stinking over by him, and I think this might be it.
I am
I mean,
so
I know if I was back there and I was like, whoever that new dude is, who's trying to fix creative,
yeah.
I would have been like, you know what, it's like, fuck it, we're just
Throwing shit at the
anything
wall.
crazy, we're just gonna do at this point. He said, we just got to go for it. He said, we just got to go for it. Any good idea that we think is a little bit insane, we're just going to do it. We're just going to do it and stick to our guns about it. And I think this is one of them.
The only reason why I don't think that Jacob's in the box is because Jacob's been walking around SmackDown for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't make sense for him to be in the box.
I think it's Danhausen, but oh, actually, guys, hold on. I have something that pertains to this. Does anybody want to know the betting odds?
Yeah. What are they?
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get out of this screen. There we go. So the betting odds this is from nodq.com and this is from mybookie.com. And the number one is Danhausen with -200. Right after that is Chris Jericho -150. Bianca Belair, which this shocks me, plus 250. Pat McAfee plus 400. Soraya plus 600. And Bad Bunny plus 700. So those are your top six
Bad
of the
Bunny
betting
makes
odds.
sense.
Something which I forgot. I think I've shared you guys this stuff. There's this guy. I think I'm actually subscribed to him now on YouTube, and he does like booking predictions or how I would book this. He basically does like how I would book this storyline. Like, and he I think like how I would book Seth Rollins' return, like he does shit like that, and they're always amazing. And this newest one he did was how I would book Seth Rollins' return, and then obviously the big component of his Elimination Chamber. He covers the box, and he said so how he booked it was that you have okay peer whatever the GMs open up the box, they stare at the box and they start looking at each other, and then they immediately walk off in different directions, start getting on their phone like, hey, we gotta do da 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 da, and you're like, what's going on? And then you look and it was Jericho's jacket on a stand. And I was like, ooh, that's a little tea. I was like, okay. I was like, I can't.
Why don't they just hire him? He's right there on YouTube. Why don't they just go get his
No,
ass?
that's what I said. No, he does some real good booking, and somebody does need to go pick him up. Like
Hired him.
someone
Aren't they
literally needs to
hiring in
go pick
creative
him up
right
from
now?
his house.
Aren't they hiring though?
Yeah, and
They
you know what the
are.
fun
I'm about to
He
leave a
needs to
comment
apply.
and put a link. And put a
No,
put a
dead
link from
ass. Like
LinkedIn,
you need
and
to
I would be like,
apply.
dead ass. I would send them your YouTube videos.
No, for
Like
real.
his
No, wait,
stuff
because they
is
might just
his stuff is so good. I think there
wait,
was
because they
something
might just
else that
steal his shit and not
the
pay
fact,
him for it.
like
You
that
know
is
that.
true, but there was something he booked, and it literally, I forgot what it was. I'm gonna have to find it, but it literally like actually blew my mind.
the fact for
And
creative, the minimum you need to have is a bachelor's degree to write for WWE. And I'm like, these are people with bachelor's and master's degrees, and this is the best shit you can come up with.
Well, I mean, I when you watch Unreal, you can tell why that's the case. Nobody's really saying anything except for Michael Hayes, that one dude that we always see on Unreal, and Road Dogg and fucking Triple H. They're the ones who dominate the meetings. At least that's the way they got it looking. And I know that when they had more women back there, the stories were a bit more balanced. Just saying.
Been doing
Just
the work.
saying.
A respect for it. By the way, shout out to the U.S. Women's Hockey Olympic Hockey U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team. Y'all are fuck yeah.
Love them.
period.
Congratulations on your gold medal and congrats on your party with Flavor Flav. I hope you guys have a great time.
In Vegas.
Yeah,
With
and not at the
makeup
White
artists.
House.
But the
Getting
cool thing,
flown out by probably Delta.
Yeah.
You
Oh, it's
Probably going
Alaska
to
Air
go.
flying them.
Huh?
Alaska Air's flying them out.
Okay. Well, whatever. You're probably in first class. So you're first class of whatever fucking airline. You're probably gonna go see Backstreet Boys. You're probably freaking Christian Siriano's probably sending you outfits.
you know what
Like
the
Ye-
thing is?
somebody probably called Law Roach to like pick some looks. Like
Mm,
they're having a good time.
excuse me.
You know what the cool thing is that the post that Flavor Flav made on Instagram, I have it saved because a lot of small companies are like, hey, we do this. If you guys want to get involved with it, let us know. And it's always like, it's either someone's probably running his Instagram for him, but it's like people like who doing Flav's Instagram, they're liking it and they're like, hey, send us a DM. And there's like a lot of small businesses, like, and a lot of small women owned businesses, wink, wink, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, that are like, hey, if you guys want some, we can send some of our product out for you guys to use. And I'm like, hell yeah. And I saved it because I'm like, ooh, there's a lot of cool like businesses in here. I'm like, okay, oh, and all women owned, cool, rad. Let me save this. When I get money, I'll hit you guys up. And it's just, oh, it's so cool. And I made a comment and might have pissed some people off, but whatever. I said Flavor Flav is what everyone thinks Snoop Dogg is when it comes to
Well.
the Olympics.
Well,
And it's just like,
we're just happy that they're able to be celebrated the way that they deserve to be celebrated, and they're gonna have a great time, and we ain't gonna have no bullshit happening. Everybody's gonna enjoy their time, and that's the way it should be. You should be celebrated for having a major accomplishment that you worked your whole life for. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have given you our predictions. We have talked about wrestling, and now I'm going to let the ladies go and do whatever it is they need to do. Okay. I will finish out the show today. We're going to do SPC chat like we always do.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
I'm out.
They always leave with SPC